Alright, everybody, welcome back to Mamaw's Kitchen, where Mamaw's gonna cook us our family favorite recipes. Take it away, Mamaw.
Today we're going to make chocolate cake, Uncle Clinton's favorite for his birthday. And this one's special. We're going to do a wacky cake. So we're going to go from a chocolate scratch cake, and then we're going to poke it and pour caramel syrup in it, and then we're going to frost it. So there's a lot of little steps, and we'll go through it a little bit at a time, and let's, I guess, just go into it. So we have 3 cups of flour. I pre-measured some of this so that we could go just a little bit quicker with it. So we've got 3 cups of flour. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Always level that soda off. And then 2 cups of sugar. Already measured that one out for us too today. Half a teaspoon of salt. 2 tablespoons of vinegar. That we're going to add in just a second. Let's mix all of this up first. All the dry ingredients, we're going to mix them together. I'm using this bread stirrer that I like to use so well because it's just going to mix it all together really nicely. But I'm also just making sure I don't have any lumps. The sugar was a little bit lumpy today, so I'm just going to make this, get it all out for us. Okay, oh, let's see. Did I do the cocoa? I didn't. Let's get that cocoa in there. 1/4 of a cup of cocoa. One of the things that's unique about this recipe is that we are not going to add any eggs. We are going to add vinegar and baking soda, and that's what's going to make this rise. So I've got 2 cups of water that I'm going to add, and then I'm going to mix the 2/3 of a cup of oil and the 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Now, don't substitute apple cider vinegar, y'all. Apple cider vinegar is a little bit too harsh for this recipe. When you use the regular vinegar, it doesn't, you can't taste it. The flavor cooks out. So, but if you do the apple cider vinegar, you can taste it. It's just a little bit too harsh. Now we're going to do 2 teaspoons, the smaller, of the vanilla. Okay. And then we're going to pour this in. All of this goes in together. And then we're just going to whisk it up. Now this is going to go into a 9x13 baking pan in a minute. And then we'll cook it. I'm going to start checking it at 20 minutes. I want it cooked just firm, but I want it to stay nice and moist. So we're going to start checking it at 20 minutes and see if it springs back to the touch of my finger. And then we'll do the poke part. 350 degrees. You have it all mixed together. I'm going to scrape this into my 9x13 pan. Now, y'all, you do not have to spray this pan. There's a lot of oil in this cake mix, and so it does not stick to the pan. So we're going to just pour all this in. We're going to get all this goodness out and put it in here. We're going to stick it in. I'll check it in 20 minutes. This took 28 minutes. See how I can touch it and it just springs right back, but it's still moist inside. So this is perfect. Our next step is to poke holes into the cake. I like this one because it's nice and round. And so we're just going to start by poking holes. Random pattern, however you want to do it. But lots of holes because you're going to fill each one of these holes with the caramel. Couple more there. Any other place you see? All right, that works. Now, this caramel, this is the one I like the best. Smucker's works, anything works, but this one is really thick when you just open the jar up. So I have to put this in my microwave. I did it for 1 minute. It's not a very powerful microwave, so you may want to check yours about every 30 seconds to make sure. But now I've got it really runny. See how runny it is? That's the goal, because we're going to pour that into all those little tiny holes. Now I'm going to save that because I'm going to scrape it out here in just a second. Nice thin strip going down in. I usually count about 3 seconds for each hole and then move on. All right, we're going to do this whole cake and then come back. Now we're going to let this cake cool off. We're going to make the frosting and we'll frost it, but the cake's got to be completely cool because it's warm out of the oven. When the caramel goes in, that's what makes the cake soak up all that caramel. This on the top, it's wonderful. I'm not going to mess with it at all. And then we're going to just frost the cake and I get to lick the spoon. Chocolate frosting. We're going to do Uncle Clinton's favorite. This one is a Hershey's frosting recipe. And we're going to do half a cup of melted butter. I've just got it soft. I didn't melt it completely. It's going to mix in really nicely, so we don't have to worry about that. 2/3 of a cup of the Hershey's cocoa powder. And then 3 cups of powdered sugar. 3 cups of powdered sugar. I about said that wrong. There you go. Sorry, I'm trying to pour it in. And Uncle Clinton can't see it. There you go, y'all. Whew. Powdered sugar goes everywhere. 1/3 of a cup of milk. We're going to put all of this in here together. There's no reason to do a little bit at a time. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now what we will have to do is very slowly turn that mixer on because that powdered sugar is going to poof up everywhere. Okay? And the recipe doesn't call for it, but I do a pinch of salt in there. That takes a little bit of that extra sweetness out of there. Ready? I'm going to turn it on and off a little bit, kind of get it going so we don't have this big powdered sugar cloud going over us. All right. Well, I still did it. Sorry, everybody. There we go. All right, now we're gonna let it really go. We're going to turn it off. We're going to scrape those sides down and then we're going to check our consistency and see if it is creamy enough. We may need to add a little bit more milk, but this is the way to test it out. See how stiff it is? That's almost too stiff. So we're going to add a little bit more milk to it, probably about a teaspoon, not very much. All right, we're just going to do that little teaspoon. Gonna kind of dribble it in all the way around. Now let's see how this works now. All right. Let's see. All right, that looks like it's going to spread nice for me when we're ready to spread it on the cooled cake. Now we do need to wait for that cake to cool and then we'll frost it. All right, the cake is cool and ready to frost. When you put your hand on the bottom and you can't feel any heat at all, then you're ready to frost it. So we're going to add this frosting. I'm going to do a little bit here in there, and then I'll spread it out, and that way we get a little bit better coverage. Little dollops. Doesn't want to come off. All right. Now we're just going to smooth it. Just kind of guide it where you want it to go. We're going to try to do the whole cake. Hard part of this is not getting so close to the cake that you pull the cake into the frosting. You don't want to do that if you can help it. The cake is nice and moist, and the caramel on top is kind of helps keep the cake from ripping, but sometimes if you get too close to the cake you can rip it, so be a little careful with it. Alright, I'm going to do a little, kind of a little back and forth design with my blade. I'm going to make it pretty. There you go. Alright, we're going to cut a piece of this so you can see what it looks like. There you go. All right, there it is, y'all. Enjoy.